welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and we're back to doing another month review. This month, it feels like we didn't get a whole lot accomplished. There was a lot of patterns towards making bags and bigger things that will come about later on, and even a big bracelet that will be coming out soon. But this is it. There was 7 bracelets so far this month, and by right, they're all kind of pretty cool. We started with this one. Let's see if I can bring it in here where you can really have a good look at it. This was something that I had made back in the 90s, and somebody discovered it through my webpage, akaawol.com, and they were like, wow, I really like that. They wanted a pattern, and they wanted, to see how to make it for themselves. Cool. Let's do that then. So I put it together, and I do really like how it came out. Obviously, I used different colors than the original just to keep it different and have fun. And yeah, this is really really cool. 3 colors, 12 string, a lot of fun. The next one was again me wanting to play with this thing here. I don't know why I got kind of obsessed with the whole thing, but this is my own pattern number 15. Let's get it up here where it's zoomed in a bit. So this one, again, just a 2-color thing. I forget how many strings. It's a bunch. It might be 24, I think. I don't remember. It was all about the center thing and then wanting it to kind of break into doing something else. And yeah, I really like how this came out. I like when I have the freedom to make my own patterns, to do my own things and stuff like this. That was pretty exciting. And yeah, this is a lot of fun. If you guys want to try this and make it in some other colors, I would like to see what this looks like in something else. This is like I don't know if the cameras really picks this up very well. It's a very, very, very light gray with a very dark, dark red. So the contrast is really good on that one. I like that a lot. So that's my own pattern number 15. It's a bit more advanced, but it's fun. The next one was this. So I wanted to do a retake on a pattern that I had done before. The original had things kind of crossing over at weird intervals where it was like it just sort of, I don't know, it kind of did its thing wherever it felt like it. And I wanted to make it so that way it was always over, under, over, under. And so I changed it and I did it all in green. I think the original kind of had everything all in one color scheme. So I kind of wanted to play with that. I kind of like the harder contrasts as opposed to the lighter ones. Like this kind of lighter color in here kind of feels to me like it kind of gets lost in it. But I like the concept. Other than that, I think it's a really cool bracelet. I think there's a lot of potential to having some fun with this and doing something neat. Okay, the next one was a Blindsided Creations that was sent in to me to try. And I love this. I think this is really fun. It's super, super easy. Yeah. And I think I kind of matched the colors from the original pattern. But I think that there's a lot of room to play around and try it with other colors. And that will become apparent later on, kind of foreshadowing a little bit here. So that was that. Then came I went to the mall and got obsessed over a dress that I thought was interesting, and it led to this. And so the pinkish purple stuff is variegated floss, and the idea to this whole thing is that there are 3 distinct patterns all coming into one. So the first is in the center. Those are diamonds. It's supposed to look like a checkerboard ish. Then the next on the outside of either of that is like zigzags. And then outside of that, it was supposed to be like a curved line that sort of kind of came out and around and back to itself. And definitely way more advanced. This was difficult, but rewarding. And I didn't get a chance to finish it for this month. There is a bigger, larger version of this whole inspired thing that will come about for next month, which is pretty super cool. And I'm kind of looking forward to all of that. So that's a thing. The next one is this. So this is this one. Wrong direction. This one doubled. So if you're wondering what that other smaller one would look like if you doubled it, it would be like this. And then what I did was I inverted the colors. So where this one had black, I made this one white. Where this one had the darker colors on the inside, or well, the outside of it, I guess. Where it had darker colors on the outside, I made the darker colors to the inside of this. And so it flipped it completely around. And now this is going to be something that I turn into a bag, because I absolutely love it. I think it's got to be done with a lot of different colors. And I think it needs to be done because to me, these look like the kind of squares that my mom crocheted into Afghans that we would have, like, hanging off of our couch. So if you felt like taking a nap in the afternoon, you could just grab one of these things down, throw it over yourself, and sleep on the couch. It was wonderful growing up. So yeah, that it really kind of reminds me of that. So I do have plans. I'm going to explore playing around with some patterns to get this into a bag form. So that should be a lot of fun. And then the last but not least was this. So after having done this and having 3 patterns in a thing, I thought, let's try that again, kind of differently, where we basically have 3 patterns that are a lot easier, a lot more familiar. So in the very center is a very more traditional arrowhead. And then it goes into a very narrow arrowhead and then into a chevron. So just had some string that was already wound up. This is leftover from the tube bracelets. I didn't know what I was going to do with it. Had this idea after having played with this one and thought, you know what, that could be kind of fun. We could really take a bunch of patterns, squeeze it all into one thing, make it symmetrical, see where it goes. And hopefully, if you guys get what I was trying to do with this, hopefully you guys are like, hey, I have a couple favorite patterns that, same number of strings, whatever. I can mash them together in a way that makes them different and unique and fun. And that this gives you some kind of an inspiration, as well as kind of understanding the tools as to how to actually make that happen. So that was my hope for it. This is a month's worth of work, not including all of the other bag patterns and all that other kind of good stuff. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this month as much as I have. I I'm really happy with it. I'm really proud of what I've accomplished, and I got a lot of other cool stuff coming up here really soon. So yeah, thanks a lot for hanging out with me, and as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.